Hello, my name is Irish, and welcome to Irishman's Moment, the show where I take my personal thoughts and theories and apply it to everything in life. On today's episode, I'm going to show you a couple of combos you could do in kickboxing. Okay, now, if you are just starting off kickboxing, I just want to let you know this is for beginners and advanced people, so don't be destroyed or distracted if you can't get all the moves right. I'm just going to give you a demonstration of the moves I can do, and I'm not going to try to do it too wild or too fast because I don't want to hurt myself or anything. So there are 3 basic rules that I want you to follow when you're doing this training. Rule 1, keep calm and stay focused. Rule 2, never perform a move you haven't trained for. If you're new to the move, then take your time with it until you get the pattern right. And finally, if you're using these techniques in a real fight, be prepared for anything, because anything could go wrong at a moment's notice. Fights don't always go the way you want them to, but these techniques should help you at least to know that you know what you're doing. So without further ado, let's just get this over with. All right, first and foremost, you wanna have your knees slightly bent like my knees are, and you're gonna wanna have what they call an L pattern. An L pattern is your front leg, your front foot is sticking out in front of you, and your rear leg is sticking out on the side of you, forming the letter L. So now, a lot of people, there are many kind of fighting stance you can get into. You can get into both knuckles up, one knuckle down, or you can do it the opposite direction. Just do it what comes naturally to you. So what you want to do is whenever you jab, you're going to want to bring your arm straight and twist at the end, or you can just go straight punch. That's it. Now, the difference between this punch and this punch is not the direction, but the position. You see, a lot of people don't understand when you throw that jab can set up a lot of things in a fight. It can set up an opportunity to open your opponent up for more attacks. It can set up a combo that you can do. The reason why I like to do my jabs like this instead of like this is because when I go like this, it's much faster. Watch. You see? Now, I don't know if you noticed, but I also did some stepping up. So when your opponent is in front of you and you looking him straight in his eye, you step up, jab, and bring it back. Step up, jab, and bring it back. Now, next move we're gonna do is the cross. Now, the cross move can be done in 2 different ways, just like your jab. You were either gonna keep it straight like this, or you can do like this. But either way it goes, it's gonna boom, just like that. Now, one thing to note is whenever you do your cross, your leg, your supporting leg from that side goes up. Well, not the whole leg, but your heel on your foot goes up, so you can have more reach. So when you step up to your opponent, you jabbing them, you stay in position right there for a millisecond, and then you coming in with that other jab. That's how you do that. So all together, it looks like this. So Yeah, if you can do this, you good. If you can do this and this, you good. Now, let's get to some kicks. Now, here's another thing about these kicks. There are many kicks you can learn, many kicks that can be performed. There is the lean back roundhouse. There is the side kick, the push kick, the roundhouse with high kick with the front leg. Then there's the low kick with the back leg, the roundhouse kick with the back leg, the spinning back kick with the back leg, which is always done with the back leg anyway, no matter which way you're facing. And of course, there is more advanced kicks, but we'll get to that later on. Okay, so what you're gonna wanna do, whenever you get ready to throw a kick, you can either start your combo off with a jab, or you can start it off with a kick. But if you're gonna start off with a kick, always go for a low kick. Now the lean back roundhouse kick is simple. All you're doing is leaning your upper body back while simultaneously bringing your leg up and just throwing your leg to your opponent's leg. That's all. You're either going to hold on, I don't know how that happened. Anyway, you're either going to hit this part of the leg or the knee. But either way it goes, you're aiming for the leg in some kind of way. So whenever you get ready to kick somebody with your leg, whether you using if you're gonna do your kick, even if you do the 1, 2, you can lean back, boom, and that's it. All together, it looks like this. See? So, the most important thing about a kick is to never aim a kick over your own head. In the street fight, they're the most powerful to use, but they can also be the most vulnerable move. It depends on your speed and your timing. This is why it's good and important to remember and know that every time you throw a kick, that you always have to set your kick up first before throwing those roundhouses. And speaking of roundhouses, here's a roundhouse with the front leg, and here's a roundhouse with the back leg. Now, when I threw these kicks earlier, you probably noticed my arm went back. Why? Because whenever I pivot, which is to twist, which means to twist, I always pivot my body in the way that my leg is going. And my support leg turns in as well. So I'm not just throwing my leg, I'm throwing my whole body weight at my opponent, just like this. One more. Now, that last one was called, I think it was called the 360. Because here's the deal. I'm pretty sure you're not familiar with, angles, and I barely know anything about angles, but I do know that the most common angles to be used in martial arts are these: 45, 90, 120, 180, and 360. These are the most common. The reason why they are important is because depending on how you stand, you can go like this. Or you can do like this. It just depends on you and what you feel comfortable doing. sometimes you do have to adjust to what move you're gonna do next to determine how you're gonna get that next move out there. For example, instead of doing jab first, how about I do cross, then hook, then uppercut? Let's try that. Cross, hook, uppercut. One more time. There you go. So the reason why you will do a cross first instead of a hook is because if you do the cross, then the hook, then an uppercut, he's gonna be expecting you to throw that jab first, so he can block your jab and try to come in with a counter. But if you do your cross first, then by the time you withdraw your cross, your arm should already be coming back simultaneously, twisting your body, leaning in with going in with a full hook, with your whole body turning towards him, with all of this hitting. Mainly the fist is gonna hit first, but sometimes you might catch him with an elbow instead, and then putting that, resetting that, and coming back in with an uppercut. So either way it goes, do what makes you happy. And then there are kick combinations. Now, like I said, I'm not gonna try to do it too wild, so I'm upstairs, so here we go. 1, 2, 3. You probably wonder what were those and why do I do this at the end? Well, let me show you. The first one was a roundhouse, kick. Was a simple front kick. The second one was a roundhouse kick, and the third one was a full 360 kick. I moved my arms out the way to make room for that kick so I won't hurt my own arms, and I do this as a recovery move. So just in case I miss, or just in case my opponent tries to counterattack, I can be ready to block him. The only thing I probably wouldn't be able to block is if he knows how to use a leg sweep, which is a move that I find quite fun and entertaining to perform. Now, to do spin kicks, you only need to do one thing. Take the balance off of your kicking, take the balance off of your striking leg and put it on your supporting leg. For example, let me show you a few roundhouse spin kicks that you can perform. I've already showed you the 360 roundhouse kick, but here's another. But here's once again the spinning back kick. Then there's the 360 followed by a roundhouse. And then there's a three-way kick, which is low roundhouse followed by a roundhouse with the back leg, switching positions, and then going in with another roundhouse with the back leg up with your right leg. Now, if you don't think you can do it like that, try the opposite direction, because not everybody's fluent in doing right and left. Tell you the truth, I'm better with my left than I am with my right. So, yeah. Okay, so let's go through all these moves again, but this time, one by one, slowly. And we're gonna do it. And 1, back, 2, back, 3, back, 4, back, low roundhouse, front kick, front leg, low roundhouse, back leg, front kick, back leg, roundhouse kick, front leg, roundhouse kick, back leg, and finally spinning back. Now, here's the trick about the spinning back kick. If you're staying like this, you can come in, boom, just like that, spinning hook kick. Now, the good thing about this kick is that it can go high, it can go low, or it can go smack dab in the middle. This is the low variation. This is the middle variation. And this is the high version. Now, here's the trick on how to do the spin back kick. What you do is, when you're in your stance, you turn your hip and lead arm away from your opponent and turn around just like this. And then just throw the kick while you're still spinning. That's how you do a spinning back kick. Now, there are actually 3 versions of this move. The spinning back kick that can stop and come back. The spinning back kick that goes all the way through, like I showed you before. And there is the directional one, which could either go low, medium, or high. But either way it goes, you have to take the balance off of your supporting leg, and you have to pay attention to how you throw the move. Now, at first, when you get ready to do this, it might make you dizzy. That's because you might be spinning too many times. So what you're gonna wanna do is 1, kick, 2, kick. Take a breather. 1, kick, 2, kick. There you go. And then once you get used to spinning, then you can start getting used to bringing your leg up every time you spin. So that way, when you spin, you'll be ready to throw that kick. Now, all right. Now let me show you the other 4 versions of the move. Knees and elbows. Now your elbows in your regular fighting stance, if you've already thrown a punch, or if your opponent's closing in on you and you have no choice, there are many ways you can get them off of you. The first and foremost thing is to always keep calm and stay focused. That's my first rule, remember? Okay, so what you want to do is, you're going to want to step up to your opponent and just go 1, just like that. Elbow and back. Let's do it again. Step, elbow, and back. Step, elbow, and back. Now, you can do it with your back elbow, or you can do it with your lead elbow. Now, the difference between the hook and the elbow is that the hook can be used to hit your opponent with your fist. You see how I come at my opponent with my fist? Boom, you see? But if I don't want to go out like this, the alternative would be boom, 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 boom. Okay, so you step up again, your elbow and twist your hip, and you bring it back. Step, elbow, back. Step, elbow, back. Okay, that's your elbow. Your knees, on the other hand, now, they're a little tricky. The only time I really use my knees is when my opponent's too close to me for me to throw a front kick, a roundhouse kick, or a side kick, which I'm gonna teach you that one next. Anyway, what you're gonna do is you're gonna just bring your knee up and lean your body back. Again, lean your body back, knee up. Body back, knee up. Body back, knee up. That's with your back leg. Now you can do the same with your front leg, but you might have to open your arm stance a little to get it to work right. So body back, knee up. Body back, knee up. Body back, knee up. Eventually, you'll get to the point to where you can just simply lean back and knee and coming down. As all you're doing is just bringing your leg straight up, and your knee gonna automatically bend whenever you bring your leg up. So it's a no-brainer, but you know, everybody's different. So yeah, boom. But how would that work in a fight? Simple. Okay, let's say I'm boom, 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 boom. You know what I'm saying? No, that's how it works. They gotta be real close to you. For added results, whenever somebody tries to grapple with you, you can, there are many things you can do. You can headbutt them, you can knee them with either the front or the back knee. You can elbow, and here's another elbow you're gonna learn. Elbow uppercut. The elbow uppercut simply go one, kneel down a little bit, and then come up, just like that. Okay, let's do it again. Ready? Down, up. Down, elbow up. Down, elbow up. One more. Down, elbow up. Good. All right. Now, let's do that side kick, Sarah. Now, there are two variations of the side kick. There's one called the crossing side kick, which is to take your back leg and put it behind your straight leg and just lean into the kick, which I don't like doing because you can get your legs crossed and trip over your own leg. And then there's possibly a Taekwondo version of it, which would be a basic side kick. But they call it the side kick simply because when you are facing your opponent, all you're doing is bringing your leg up and pushing your leg out towards your opponent while simultaneously turning away, having your upper body turned away from them. So in actuality, it goes like this. One more. But you're looking at your opponent too. And then there's just a simple high kick. Throwing high kicks are the hardest kicks to throw for two reasons. One, flexibility, and two, balance. If you don't have your balance right, whenever you try to do anything like this, you won't be able to just like that. You have to stretch, you have to work hard at it, and eventually you'll be able to just like that. Because in a fight, anything can happen. So you always got to be prepared, and you always got to be ready for whatever could happen. Well, thank you for watching today's episode of Irishman's Moment. I hope everything worked out for you guys. I hope you enjoyed today's episode, and if you want me to work on anything specific, please just let me know. Till then, this is Irish signing out.